The guide will give you opportunities to practice your magic and educate yourself about wizarding lore. I certainly would have appreciated something like the field guide when I was a student. Using the guide will also train you to be alert to your surroundings. Do keep up! Aha! The guide appears to have some information for you about that painting of poor Barufio. Simply cast Revelio on it, and we'll see what the guide says.
된 거요?
My cousin was transfigured. Get out.
뭐야, 어떻게 하는 거야?
Potato!
어떻게 하는 거예요? 가이드.
Revelio.
마법을 써야 되구나. 인벤토리.
Clever, isn't it? Keep your eyes open for more opportunities like that, inside and outside of the castle.
유령이다, 유령.
No time to waste. You've classes to attend. good timing. Perfect opportunity to show you how to use flue flames to get around a bit quicker. Your field guide contains a map of the castle. Open it up and find Central Hall. And here we are. Quite the time saver. These stairs lead directly to Central Hall. You can get almost anywhere in the castle quickly from Central Hall.
뭐야? 말이 없어.
Always something happening here. It's the heart of the hive. Our King's Cross station, so to speak.
I wonder what animal I'd be if I was an athlete.
That should be all for now. You'll be expected to attend both Charms and Defense Against the Dark Arts classes today. And I'd like to be sure you get to Hogsmeade as soon as possible to replace the supplies you lost on the way here.
What will I learn in Charms class?
Exactly what you might expect. Spells, charms, jinxes, all terribly useful. I think you will enjoy Professor Ronan. He's a clever and entertaining wizard, and a talented teacher.
Can you tell me more about the Defense Against the Dark Arts class?
Defense Against the Dark Arts, as the name implies, focuses on how to defend oneself against the evils that lurk beyond these walls. A mastery of Defense Against the Dark Arts is required for those who aspire to become auras. Fortunately, we are lucky to have the ever-gifted Professor Hecat in charge of our students' education in that regard.
You mentioned Hogsmeade, Professor.
Hogsmeade is the only all-wizarding village in Britain, and is home to an array of shops and pubs. You should be able to find all of the school supplies you require in Hogsmeade. You will also, I imagine, enjoy many a butterbeer there with friends in due course.
Thank you, Professor Weasley.
A lot to absorb on your first day, and you have much to learn. Happily, your professors have agreed to create additional assignments for you outside of class. You'll be up to speed in no time. Judging by your adept use of Revelio earlier, I'd say Professor Fig succeeded in at least showing you the basics.
He did, Professor.
He's been terribly vague as to the events preceding your arrival, specifically about what happened after that awful dragon attack. My suspicion is that there's more to the story than a search for belongings and an extended trip up to the castle.
I'm sorry, Professor, but I'm afraid that's all there is to it.
Almost precisely what Professor Fig said. Speak of the devil, Professor Fig. Your ears must have been burning.
Oh?
Yes. You seem to have provided our new fifth year with a solid foundation in the basics of spellcasting.
Ah, I'm afraid I can't take all the credit there, Professor. They've a rare aptitude for magic, it seems.
Well, I'm just glad you both arrived in one piece. Perfectly good boats and carriages to Hogwarts, and you chose to fly in the path of a dragon.
I wouldn't say I chose the dragon's path, Professor. Rather unfortunately, it would seem that it chose us.
Very well. Enough chit-chat. I need to get to class myself. Might I rely on you, Professor Fig, to explain the details of the field guide's map?
Of course.
Thank you. Good luck today. And remember to use your field guide. It will be invaluable to you. And invaluable to me, as I'll be using it to keep up to date on your progress.
Yes, Professor.
Come and find me in my classroom after you've attended both classes today, and I'll explain more about those assignments I mentioned. And we'll see if we can't get you to Hogsmeade for those supplies.
It's good to see you, Professor.
And you. I was hoping our paths would cross today, before you immersed yourself in studies. Did I hear you masterfully evade Professor Weasley's interrogation regarding our late arrival?
I did my best, but I'm fairly certain she suspects that we're not being entirely forthcoming.
Yes, well, Professor Weasley is a brilliant and astute witch. It was right to keep the details to yourself for now. We don't know where this path we've embarked upon will lead. It may require a bit more flexibility with your time than she would approve of. And she may feel obliged to share details with the headmaster that would be better left between us.
Understood, Professor.
Good. Now, as capable as you are, I believe the ability you possess obliges you to be well trained. Happily, you have the benefit of an exceptionally skilled team of witches and wizards to guide you. Speaking of guides, and so that I may avoid another not-so-subtle reproof from Professor Weasley, why don't I show you the clever enchantment we included in the field guide's map? Unfold it and have a look. The map is enchanted to help you find your way.
This will be incredibly helpful. Thank you.
Now, sounds like you've quite a day ahead, what with classes and a trip to Hogsmeade for supplies, including your own wand. You'll enjoy Mr. Ollivander. He's an exceptional craftsman and a good friend. I shall reach out when I have more information about our mysterious locket. For now, focus on your classes and pay attention. More than your owls may hinge on the magic you are able to master within these walls.
오, 마법 나침반. 열어. 세바스찬.
Professor Hecat!
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces in your own time. I get new students every year, but I only have one Hebridean black skull. It was a token from the Great Poacher Raid of 1878. No doubt you've heard of it. Now, you may be asking yourself how an old woman like me single-handedly took out the largest poacher ring in eastern Wales and lived to boast about it. Knowledge. To the wise, age matters very little. Today we will review a spell that has saved me from death at the hands of dark wizards more times than I care to remember. Levioso.
Levioso? A levitation charm?
Levioso! A surprised opponent is a weak opponent. Care to defend yourself, Master Pruitt? No? One thing I've learned as an unspeakable is the value of simplicity, especially in the heat of battle. Now, let's practice what we've just learned, starting with something small.
Levioso.
Levioso.
Now, let's try something a little larger. Let us begin with the basic cast.
Oh,
See how the dummy deflected your cast? This time, cast Levioso first, then the basic cast. Remember, a surprised opponent. Levioso! So, now, the basic cast. Well done. Very good, but the best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two. Duelists, take your marks.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Now, I want a fair duel, using only Levioso, basic cast, and Protego. You may begin.
This should be easy.
Levioso.
This can't be your first duel.
Let's just say I'm a quick learner.
Bring all my students to this again.
Levioso.
I do enjoy a lively duel. Try to anticipate your opponent's next move.
You're good.
How perceptive.
Stupefied.
Watch your opponent's signs to attack or defend yourself.
Protego.
Protego. Complicates things.
Stupefied. Levioso.
Not bad for a beginner. You give as good as you get.
I put you on the spot, and you rose to the challenge. Points to Gryffindor.
Thank you, Professor Hecat. Glad to have the opportunity to practice.
If what I've seen today is any indication, we can expect great things from you. I demand excellence from my students. They are capable of achieving it, and they must achieve it. A classroom duel is one thing, but battling dark wizards, or as ever more likely, goblins, is a different kettle of Grindylows entirely.
Understood, Professor.
So, I'd advise you to keep practicing whenever you can. Perhaps Mr. Sallow will have some ideas for you. Again, well done today. I shall reach out soon with additional assignments. All right. That's enough spectacle for one day. Class is dismissed.
Nice work.
I enjoyed that.
Well, that duel was quite something. Everyone will be talking about it.
It was certainly good practice.
Practice. It felt more like I was dueling an expert. Sebastian Sallow, by the way. Didn't expect a new student to be so deft with a wand. Then again, perhaps this wasn't your first duel.
I've jeweled enough. Consider yourself lucky I held back.
Huh, fair enough. You owe me an honest jewel when you aren't. You know, you might be a perfect fit for a certain exclusive, unsanctioned dueling organization.
Exclusive and unsanctioned. Count me in.
Excellent. Knew I was right about you. If you want to get the most out of your time at Hogwarts, you're going to need to break the rules now and then. Whether it's joining a secret dueling club, or sneaking into the restricted section of the library, you just have to be clever enough not to get caught.
Thank you, Sebastian. I'll keep that in mind.
Good. Pleasure chatting with you. I'm sure I'll see you soon. Perhaps somewhere unsanctioned? We'll see if your performance today was sheer luck or actual skill. Look for Luke and Brattleby near the clock tower entrance, if you're interested. Till next time.
Always thought Levioso was for first years. Not anymore.
어? 2층이야?
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
team of thieves never lost course.
All that happened that day,
Professor Ronan tends to go on a bit. We sometimes have to remind him to finish the lesson.
Here, behind you. There is an open seat here.
Thank you.
Hello, I am Nettie. So you are the new student. Have you met Professor Ronan yet?
Shall we begin? Welcome to Year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of charm work. But I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge. Right, now, everyone, please open your textbooks to page 517. But before we begin, can anyone here tell me the difference between the incantations of the color change and growth charms? Anyone? Anyone? I am afraid it is too late to study now. My, the summer months must have really taken a toll on you all. By the looks of it, you all spent your holidays practicing Obliviate on one another. Do you even remember how to perform a basic summoning charm? Well, it seems that we are in dire need of review. Everyone get into pairs and take positions on opposite sides of the classroom. Now let's put those textbooks to use as the blunt objects you so believe they are, and take turns summoning them out of one another's hands. Only one book will be needed per partnership, Miss Dale. Thank you. Get into place now.
Akio. That is not bad.
You are a swift learner. I see a lot of potential, but remember, potential is nothing without practice. Keep at it. You might just rival Miss Onai here. Very good, everyone. That's enough of that. Well, as you all seem to have the basics down, and it is an exceptionally lovely day, I was thinking that we might have ourselves a little excursion outside for a spot of fresh air. After me. I've always found that fun goes hand in hand with mastery, as I'm sure the Quidditch players amongst us would agree. So, what better than a bit of sport to put our prowess with the summoning charm to the test, right? So why don't we have our newest student start us off? Very simply, cast Accio on one of the spheres and relinquish your charm at the last possible moment. Excellent. Good. Happens to the best of us.
아,
Splendid! That's it! Don't lose your composure. Very good. Points to Gryffindor. But there's certainly no sport in playing without some friendly competition. Miss Onai, would you care to give our new student a bit of a challenge? Come on up. You'll be the blues, just as before, and Miss Onai, you are playing red. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Here we go. There we go.
Accio.
Not to worry.
Let us see this.
저 어떻게 멈추는 거야?
Ah, you almost had it. Watch this. Phew.
Accio.
Excellent
아이씨.
control there.
좀 넘어뜨렸어야 되는데.
Let us make this a bit more interesting, shall we?
I think we are well past interesting at this point.
I'll say.
Enough chatter. Focus now. You will need it. This round settles it all.
There we go.
Accio.
Very good.
Here we go. Yes! I think I will start going easier now. Watch this. Phew.
안 돼, 네, 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 네.
Happens to the best of us.
진짜.
Very good, both of you. Well done. Class is dismissed. Gather your things on the way out.
Well done back there. You took the loss in stride. Didn't want to go too easy on you. Took me weeks to become proficient with Accio. Took weeks for me to get anything right when I transferred here. It gets easier, I promise.
That's good to hear. It's a lot to take in all at once.
To put it lightly, I remember how I felt when I first arrived. I transferred here from Ouagadougou just before my 4th year. My mother received an offer to teach divination here. Before I knew it, we had left Uganda and were halfway around the world at a new school in a new country.
This may seem an odd question, but is magic the same there as it is here?
Mostly, yes. But I did have to learn how to use a wand when I arrived here. Hardly anyone at Ouagadougou uses one.
You can cast spells without a wand?
Oh, yes. I find wandless magic to be much more instinctive. Not to mention quite convenient if one is without their wand. I must admit, however, that I am growing quite fond of using a wand. It seems very dramatic.
It's nice to learn about another wizarding school.
Thank you for asking. I do miss Ouagadougou, but I am glad to be here at Hogwarts. I think Professor Ronan wants to talk to you. Better not keep him waiting. Until next time.
Of course, you can use Accio on humans, if you're so inclined.
Well, Accio, you'd be using it on clothing, to be precise. You know it won't work on humans.
A word, if you will.
You wanted to speak with me, Professor?
I did. I trust your first charms lesson lived up to expectation?
Well, an outdoor competition wasn't exactly the lesson I was expecting, sir.
What charm is there in the expected? Miss Onai is a talented witch. Take it in stride. One often gains the most from the battles one has lost.
Of course, Professor. It was a challenging match.
Miss Onai is always a fierce competitor, though I sense that she is a bit distracted of late. Now, Professor Weasley has asked that your professors give you instruction outside of the ordinary curriculum. Expect to hear from me soon regarding a special assignment that I am preparing for you.
응? 왜 취업했어?
Hello there. You're the new student, aren't you?
Hello, you wanted to speak to me?
Samantha Dale. I've been eager to meet you. You're the student everyone's been whispering about. Hope your first day's going well. You certainly seem to hold your own in charms.
I've been fortunate. Beginner's luck.
My brother William would tell you not to be so humble and to trust your abilities. Then again, he tends to be overconfident in his. Well, better see to my charms homework. I'm afraid I can't count on beginner's luck to impress Professor Ronan.
And then the werewolves joined the goblins in the uprising.
Werewolves, where were you? In the Goblin Rebellion of 1752?
And by the end of it, the Minister for Magic was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what fun! I won't say my goodbyes. I shall cheer for the boy who says you're telling lies.
I'm not telling lies, Peeves. It was Albert Boot.
No, it wasn't. It was Basil Flack.
Ooh, fight, fight! It's a bold attack. Was the Minister a boot or the Minister a flack?
Stop it, Peeves. You'll get us in trouble.
In trouble you will be, but you can't get Peeves a spag. She says it's a boot, and he says it's a flack.
Peeves, enough.
Revelio.
You'll get us all detention. And you're both wrong anyway. It was Hephaestus Gore.
It wasn't Boots and it wasn't Flack, but you're all in trouble with Professor
하는 거.
Black.
문제를 풀어야 되는 거구나. 더럽네. 이게 뭐야?
I'd rather Howin be teaching potions than Sharp. I don't like how often he mentions common poisons. It's like he's planning something. What? It's not plausible.
I suppose I'd be curious about a beautification potion. What? Not for me, Moonmind. For a friend of mine. Don't be stupid.
Professor Howin was carrying some pearl dust the other day. Obviously, I asked her if it was for a love potion. Her face just contorted. You'd think I'd just beat her at gobstones.
I heard some chat near the girls' laboratory about boomslang skin. Do you think they're looking to brew a politics potion? Oh, what if they already brewed one? And Sharp's actually that Hufflepuff girl with the long arms?
If you pay attention, Sharp has plenty of useful advice regarding antidotes. I think people are too hard on him myself.
I find if I try to look attentive and potions, it seems to keep Sharp off my back. It works quite well unless he asks me a question, and then it's not really a good plan at all. Overall, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
뭐야? 말. 왜 안 나와? 오잇, 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 오잇. 안 나오는데? 0부터야? 0, 1, 1, 5, 7, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 문어대가리. 열려라, 참깨. 뭐, 끝이야? 의미도 없는 이런. 아이템 등급 따라서 능력치 주구나.
Recites potion recipes in her sleep. Another sings, and another mumbles incantations.
Revelio.
Ethan said we always found the dormitory a good place to read. Better than the library.
We're going to see you can stay up for later. The sleeping trial shouldn't share my victory. That Ray's girl thinks she can fly better than me. Or talk, if you ask me.
한 번 누르면
How nice to see you, my young friend.
been turned around on the grand staircase one too many times. I simply avoid it now. Where do the professors sleep? Surely they don't share a common room like the students, do they? Do you think anyone has found every secret passage in Hogwarts? Wouldn't surprise me if new ones popped up occasionally. I'd wager Ravenclaw Tower has some of the best views in the castle. Someone saw a hippogriff fly right past the window once. I enjoy having lunch down by the lake, except when the giant squid splashes about. Not much for soggy sandwiches. I wonder how many secret passages Hogwarts actually has. I stumbled on one the other day. Couldn't find my way out for hours. Missed my favourite meal, I did. Kidney pie. To be honest, anything I could get in Diagon Alley this year, I was able to find in Hogsmeade.
I'd like to open a shop in Hogsmeade myself one day. Glad Rags could do with some competition.
I always feel quite safe in Hogsmeade. It's your own fault if you come unstuck, that's what my mother would say. And certainly keep away from the Hog's Head. Most untoward. She put a bow truckle under my bed, and I know it was her. She's looking for trouble, that one. Looking for it.
My side of the dormitory is always spotless. Can't say the same for my housemates. If I didn't know better, I'd say they were raised by trolls.
A girl in our dormitory keeps getting packages of homemade pasties from her family. We shan't fit into our robes for next term at this rate.
I mistook a Snargaluff pod for a puffer pod the other day in herbology. Won't be making that mistake again anytime soon.
I need to get some dragonhide gloves for herbology. I refuse to handle Chinese chomping cabbages with bare hands.
No better feeling than plunging your hands into greenhouse soil. Unless you accidentally uproot a baby mandrake.
Why won't she just let us use gillyweed? What's the point of even learning about herbology if we can't get ourselves into some trouble with gillyweed? If I haven't personally met a mermaid by the end of term, I can tell you I shan't be happy.
Obviously, the best greenhouse is the one with the dangerous plants.
Going to harvest some knotgrass from the greenhouses today. Did you know that it's used in Polyjuice potion? Think it has something to do with being tied to another person.
I think Defendo should be taught in the first year. Why stave off the mayhem? Powers should be kept in the oldest pureblood families, like the Blacks. Wouldn't want riffraff running things. That's what my mother says. The sorting hat took ages to sort that poor first year from Upper Hogsfield. Couldn't find a strong enough trait is my guess.
How awkward. Tried what I thought was a smoothing elixir for my hair. Oh, I think I was tricked. Smells like flobberworm mucus. Oh.
Don't talk to me about humiliation. My broom went up like a bit of flint the other day. you're well. At first, I thought Professor Garlick might be too young to be a professor, but she's more than capable. Knows her guinea weed from her Gertie weed, that one. Oh, did you hear about the new spell we're learning in charms? I can't wait. You know it's gonna be a laugh with Ronan. And have you seen how these professors look at your clothes? Black looks at me like I'm a pauper. I swear the man thinks I have fleas. You'll need a sleeping draft to get a good night's sleep if it keeps up. We stayed up almost the entire night the other week talking about schoolwork. I couldn't agree more. It doesn't seem right to me. Always encouraging me to keep plenty of Wiggenweld potion in my trunk. Well, I woke up to one, wriggling its proud little tongue up my nose it was. I brought sweets from Honeydukes to share with the girls in my dormitory tonight. No acid pops though. Not before bed. Transfiguration is the hardest subject. It requires such precision and concentration. One wrong move and you've got a grouse instead of a mouse. The most I've ever been able to conjure was a single quill. Not sure I'll ever master. I have other engagements, but I thought potions required precision. But transfiguration makes potions seem easy. Quite puts it to shame if you ask me. The food that appears in the Great Hall isn't conjured. The house elves make it. Wonder how well our professors did when they were students. Can't all have been top of their class, can they? Gives me some hope to think of, at least.
If I had to pick a professor to race against, it'd be Hackett. I'm serious. She's 1,000 years old. Or 75 or something.
I can't help it if I've never encountered a dangerous beast. When Howin asked me, I said I once had a canary. She almost threw me out of class.
I'm convinced that behind her rather stodgy exterior, Professor Weasley's had some rather marvelous adventures.
I only speak up in classes where the teacher doesn't deduct house points for wrong answers. To be fair, I don't say much. taking care of
Madame
yourself,
Kagao
I
is certainly strict. I thought flying was supposed to be fun.
Do we really need to practice flying on a broomstick? I thought that was the purpose of trains.
Can't wait till I'm old enough to apparate. No more falling off brooms for me.
Broomsticks are so out of date. I'd rather travel by Flu Network any day.
Chinese chomping cabbages terrify me. Something about a leafy vegetable with teeth seems extremely unnatural.
My older brother used to terrorize me with a fanged geranium.
They say herbology is the study of magical and mundane plants.
How are there so many lectures in herbology? It's been ages since I've sent an owl back home. My father will be worrying. Perhaps next week. Lovely to see you.